It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's my favorite tune of the week, my favorite time of the week, baby talk time. And thank you so much for joining us this morning on your feel-good breakfast show. And this morning we're focusing on being a mom, which comes with a lot of expectations. And of course, society and social media don't make this any easier every single day. The journey comes with a lot of transitions, but it is also, of course, of utmost importance to realize that you are not alone as a mom out there. From gender disappointment to the pressures of society's expectations. On today's Baby Talk, mother and 2016 Miss SA First Princess Olwethu Leshabane joins us, and occupational therapist Meg Faure to help us navigate the biggest challenges of becoming a mom. Ladies, a very good morning, and thank you for joining us on Baby Talk. My favorite segment of the week, Olwethu, I must tell you this.
Naturally.
So, you know. I mean, all over social media, I'm just all about my little boy right now. But Meg, let me start off with you first. And what is it about becoming a mom that creates challenges for so many women, you think?
I think it's multifaceted. It's definitely organic. So just shifts in our hormones make us more vulnerable. So we get vulnerable to being a little bit sad as we get dips in hormones after baby's born. But it also has a lot to do with societal pressures, and not just society out there, but actually also from within ourselves. As women, we want to manage everything ourselves, do it all properly. So, you know, I think that sort of pressure creates havoc for us.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm hoping that we did get a little bit of your sound, but we're having a bit of sound issues right now. So let's give the microphone over to Olwethu, because we're having some sound issues. But for you, I mean, when I follow you on Instagram, you make it look so good. Looks so easy.
That's what social media is supposed to do.
Right? the filter. But tell me about what have been some of the toughest aspects of motherhood for you personally.
I think adjusting with 2 under 2. So my first 2 children are 18 months apart. So it was a rough time dealing with 2 under 2. Yeah. And then going through what I didn't know was postnatal depression after my second child. So it was a tough journey for both my husband and I, and coming from black community where, I mean, who has depression when you're black? So it's like depression. And being diagnosed and having my husband there during the diagnosis and realizing the lack of awareness around postnatal depression for women generally, and, you know, more so the black community. Yeah. That it does happen. It's real.
Okay, we're going to get into that a little bit because I want to talk about that story. It's a very, very important aspect of becoming a mom and the possibility of what could happen. But when you get to social media and how it's affected the journey of being a mother, maybe I can just get a point of view from both of you ladies about how you think society has impacted motherhood through social media.
Yeah. I think once again, I mean, a lot of people look at my social media and they're like, you make it look so easy, you make it look so breezy. It looks like we can all fall pregnant and just sort of breeze through it. But the amount of delegation that goes into to getting motherhood right, and resources as well. Not all of us have the resources. Yeah. And also the lack of support that there is in our general community now. We move all the way from Eastern Cape. You know, you're born in the Eastern Cape, you're raised in the Eastern Cape, you leave your parents there, you go work in Johannesburg, and you don't have the kind of support that generally women would have had. So social media has that pressure that you've got it all together, and you really just don't.
Yeah. What's your take, Meg?
Yeah, no, look, I do think that social media makes a huge difference because we only see the perfection. But another thing about social media is that women can actually break each other down. So there's a huge amount of guilt that unfortunately happens on social media, where a mum kind of criticizes another mum for not breastfeeding or for having that cesarean section. And so that in itself is really, really complicating for new mums, because you feel the guilt anyway, and now other mums are kind of breaking you down as well.
Yeah, you have a look at the epitome of what that breakdown could be as recently as Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, apparently because she liked a tweet about something that was said about her mothering skills. But anyway, okay, we're going to pause it there for a second, but we'll return with more beautiful images from Olwethu's gram. But of course, the most important thing right now that we are addressing are the challenges that come with being a mom, a new mom, maybe a mom second time round. And of course, we've had the 2 lovely ladies, Olwethu and Meg, joining us to talk about it. And of course, we want to hear from you, your questions, your comments regarding this. Give us a call on 021 430 9881. It's Baby Talk.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
That's how I greet myself. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Baby Talk time. We're joined this morning by Meg Faure, occupational therapist and co-author of Pregnancy Sense, as well as mom, super mom, if I may say so, in 2016 Miss South Africa First Princess, Olwethu Leshabane. We're talking about the challenges of being a mom, and earlier on, Olwethu did mention PND, postnatal depression. How common is it really, and how does one differentiate between when something is a transitional challenge and this is PND?
Yeah. So they say that up to 1 in 5 mums will suffer from actual PND, and postnatal depression is when you really have a debilitating sense of despair every day. So there's the anxiety, but it's more than just the anxiety that goes with motherhood. It's also feeling like you can't take care of your child. You don't want to be part of it. You might even feel suicidal. A very, very small number of mums have postnatal psychosis, where they have to be hospitalized. But by far the majority of mums, so well more than those numbers, have a difficulty with the transition to motherhood. It's a massive transition. And for most of us, you know, there's a lot of anxiety caught up in being a new mum, and that's part of the transition process.
Yeah. Tell me, Olwethu, about the gender disappointment, because you've spoken about this when your third son was born, how that came about, and did that play into the PND, or was that the reason or the main cause why you experienced PND?
I didn't have PND with my third one. I had with my second child. So I was very overwhelmed with, you know, 2 under 2, and also just having to deal with everything else, work, life. You know, I love my work, so I wanted to get back to work. I wanted to readjust quickly. I wanted the quick snap back. But after the second Caesar, having not gone my way, I wanted a VBAC after my with my second child. So with the birth not going my way, then I suffered the postnatal depression and all the duties at home, and 2 under 2. But with the third one, I dealt with gender disappointment, because we had 2 boys and I wanted a girl.
Okay. So that was part of your mindset at the very beginning, that you wanted a little girl to bring into the family.
All the symptoms were, I mean, everybody was saying, you're carrying like a girl.
Yes.
You look like you've got a girl.
Once again, societal expectations.
Yes. You look like this could be a girl. We're like, so we were very hopeful.
So you kept it a secret for yourself as well? A surprise?
No. We went for our scan at, I think it was 18 weeks.
Yes.
And they couldn't tell. So we waited another couple of weeks, and we went back for our scan. And the doctor was like, you want to know? We're like, should we know? Should we get no? Okay, cool, well, tell us. And he said it was a boy. And I remember my husband and I looked at each other and we let out a big laugh. And then we got into the car and it got so morbid.
Oh, wow.
Another boy.
But obviously here you are right now and you're experiencing the joy of the world, surrounded by princes and the king. How did you find yourself there? How did you get yourself from there?
After a good 2 days of proper crying, I was like, you know what? I've got a good, healthy baby. And I mean, the birth of King went my way. I was very happy. It was a very peaceful birth. And that sort of transitioned us into new life. 3 boys, and it's been absolutely amazing. He's an amazing baby.
Beautiful stuff. And I'm sure that these are the conversations that you'll be having, Meg, at the baby meetup.
Absolutely.
On the 29th of September. Tell me all about what's going to be happening.
Well, Olwethu is actually our MC for the day, which is going to be absolutely awesome. And she's going to be amazing, I think, because she really will connect with the type of topics we've got. So a couple of the topics include how to give birth your way, and you know more about that than most people, to having had a VBAC after a second baby. We're also going to be talking to Jonathan Kaplan, who's the ex-South African referee, who actually went through a surrogacy in order to have a baby as a single dad. So that's going to be an amazing discussion. And then we're going to have sessions on how to get your baby to sleep through the night.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Can we just develop a manual for that?
Yes, exactly.
Put it in an app.
Exactly. So we've got some amazing topics coming through. The meetup is actually separate from the baby show, so mums do need to book for it, and we are selling out, so they do need to get onto the website. But we've got some wonderful topics that we're going to be talking about.
I'm sure personally you're looking forward to it. There's going to be thousands of questions coming your way. What are you readying yourself to talk about and to share about your story?
I think the birthing your way, I had 2 C-sections, and then I had my third baby naturally in a very controlled but happy, calm environment. So it's, you know, getting to know what works for you, what does not work for you. And also just talking to moms about the social media pressures as well. And whether you've had your baby naturally or via C-section. You know, you've got a beautiful, healthy baby.
I'm sure lots.
And
lots of moms are going to be asking you, like, what kind of support structure do you have around you to allow you to flourish the way that you do on social media?
Delegation. Delegation. And it just, I mean, talking about that as well would be very insightful, and I think it's one of those like throw-in topics that we'll probably have on juggling.
Well, we have got quite a few dads who are going to be speaking as well, which is going to be amazing. And you were saying earlier that Nair is very involved with your little ones, and I think that's a huge thing. When you've got dad involved, it takes, and I know you are very involved, Kat, it takes off a huge amount of pressure from the mom. So it's important.
I choose not to think about it as me being involved in as me just being a parent, because it's just as much my responsibility as it's mom's
and taking it on.
responsibility.
But not every dad takes it on. And I think that's a very important message.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Let's get in there. Let's get in. These are our children as well. Listen, enjoy the baby show. Thank you very much for Baby Talk today. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Kat.
Good luck. Good luck. Check out social media at The Baby Show SA. You can also visit the website babyshow.co.za.